Hey, what's up? What's up? You know what day it is. It's Winning Wednesday. Winning Wednesday. Hope you're having a great week again this week. Man, can you believe the summer is almost over? Or actually, the summer is over. I know my son went to school this week and kids are going back to school. And this time of year, as we move into the fall, is a great time of year to talk about what I'm about to talk about here today, which is how to stay calm under pressure, because we're going to get a lot of pressure as we end out this year with for a lot of different reasons, both externally, at your job, and probably personally as well. So I'm excited to talk to you about that. Before I get into that, I just want to have a quick announcement right here at the top. I am hosting a an online event on September the 9th. It's called the Influence by Design 5-Day Challenge. Authentically build your leadership influence in 5 days. It's a free event. It starts September the 9th. You can see the URL or the website that you can go to register for the free event. So register. It's going to be a great event because what we're going to be discussing is how to how to build your influence in terms of your presence, navigating organizational politics, and being intentional about it and not being phony. Sometimes when this kind of thing is discussed, it's about how to play games and how to trick people, and this NLP stuff about I'm going to mirror this person and cross my legs when they cross their legs and all that kind of I think phony stuff that really people want to be authentic when they're engaging in real relationships, but there is a way of doing it in the corporate environment. And I've been blessed to have mentors and others in my life that have taught me some of these things. And it's going to be a great time. It's not just a training, it's actually a kind of a workshop experience where we'll actually get something done and you'll have a tangible success plan at the end of that week. So be sure to register for that coming up. I can't wait to see you there. So let's talk about how to stay calm under pressure. How to stay calm under pressure. And so I have 9 strategies here through what I'm calling self-regulation strategies. And if you're not familiar with that term or how you use that term, how I'm using it is the ability to manage your emotions effectively and respond to challenge with grace and resilience. That's the calm part. The pressure part is the challenge part, right? And just like anything else, before I start going through these, I talked to a group the other day. This is meant to be like a buffet. When you go to a buffet, at least when I go to a buffet, I don't eat everything at the buffet because I don't necessarily like everything, and it doesn't necessarily work for me. So as I go through these 9, think about how it would work for you and take what would serve you, and then just leave the rest, because this is meant to be a menu as opposed to a prescription. So with that, first one is pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. So let me just say, one of the first things I try to do in between the buffer periods of our day is when you have a long meeting. One, if you're sitting down like I am now, stand up, take a moment, close your eyes, just take a breath. Take a breath. There's so much research done on the fact that we don't breathe enough and in through our nose and not through our mouth. And just take a breath to just kind of calmer, reset ourselves, get some water. My water's over here. And just to reset yourself. And when you're in a contentious situation, it's even more important that we reset. So that's the first one is pause and breathe. Second one is identify your triggers. So triggers are those situations or events that tend to evoke a strong emotional reaction in you. And identifying the triggers essentially means that you are finding ways of, one, knowing what those triggers are, and then before they occur, identifying how you're going to handle them. So, case in point, I have a teenager in my house, have mercy. And it requires a lot of pressure. It requires a lot of patience. And one of the things that, when you live with somebody, they know your hot buttons, right? And so they can push your buttons. And there's a certain thing that my son does that he knows I don't like, and so he'll do it from time to time. And I know that's a trigger for me, so I got to know how I'm going to respond and not get off the handle. So that's an example of identifying your triggers. Number 3. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. It's amazing how that all the negative thoughts that we think in our minds on a regular and ongoing basis, including myself, by the way. We are trained to focus on the negative. If you get a 95 on a test, you look at the five that you did wrong. If you get critical feedback, you internalize it and take it personally. And that's just a natural state of mind because we all want to look our best and be our best. And obviously, we all think highly of ourselves or should. And so, positive self talk is more of an affirmation to encourage yourself throughout the day. One quick tip that I do on this one with your phone, you can, whether it's an Apple or Android, you can set up reminders in your phone that will pop up at different points in the day. And you can put like little encouraging little things that pop up. Let's say at 3 o'clock, remember to drink water. At 4 o'clock, you're a winner, or, you're extraordinary. Just be good to yourself, right? It just as a reminder, because sometimes, those negative thoughts just overwhelm us. So that's number three. Number four, physical activity. This one goes without saying, right? When you change your state, either be walking, gym, weights, yoga, whatever the physical activity is, you engage in physical exercises, it releases tension and regulates emotion. Now, those of you that know me know that I love to box, and I've done boxing workouts for the last several years now, and they're a great way of relieving stress. So that's number four. Number five, develop coping mechanisms. So this one is similar to triggers, but it's finding healthier ways to manage stress and process emotions, such as journaling, meditation, or creative expression. So, for example, if you had someone that got, that pushed your button, and as opposed to going off and going at them, take a moment, pause and breathe, going back to that, and think about how you're going to deal with. We all have challenges, right? There's all kinds of stuff hitting us on a day-to-day basis, whether it be inflation or potential job loss or something happening as a medical issue or the economic and political environment that we're all going through right now. There's a lot of stress that's out there. So there's not, you don't have to go look for it. It's already here, right? And so how do you cope with that? How do you deal with it in a healthy way? One of the things that are suggested is journaling. Journaling is a great way to just capture your thoughts, capture your wins, capture your things that went well, that didn't go well. What were you thinking? What did you do? It doesn't have to be, because I don't have time for this myself, a long, essay that you write every day. It's more, it could just be a bullet point, a sentence, and say, hey, I felt good today. This is something that happened to me that did good, that made me feel good. This is something that made me feel bad. And I have journals. I haven't done it forever, but I've had them for the last, let's say, 5-6 years that go back that far. And I could see what I was thinking then. Right. And so journaling is a great way of being able to kind of like a meta analysis of your thinking. Right. And by getting it out, it's a great way. So I'm gonna stop on that one. There are other techniques besides journaling, meditation, creative expression, hobbies, all kinds of things. So that's number five, coping mechanisms. Number six, setting boundaries. I've discussed this one before, and boundary setting is not just about being mean to other people and saying, I'm not going to help you, I'm not going to do that. It's also being kind to yourself so that you can help people better, because when we're all stretched so thin and frazzled, we can't be our best selves. And so setting boundaries is our time boundaries, number one. And I've talked about blocking out our calendar and how effective blocking your calendar and holding that block sacred, right? So if you block out your calendar you're working on a project, you need to hold that as sacred as you're in a meeting, because that's a key aspect or key activity that you need to get done. People know that part. Another part of blocking out boundaries is blocking out your energy boundaries, because we only have so much energy each day. We wake up with a certain amount, and physical activity and some other kinds of things I'm talking about here can create energy. But those people that are around us, that they just kind of take energy away when they come to us. We feel like they just come to us to dump all their problems. We don't really want to see them, because at the end of that interchange, we feel worse for having talked to them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we can't get away from those people totally, but know who those people are. We know who those people are, right? And get around, have a small group of people that you're encouraged to get around, that encourage you, that feeds your energy as opposed to take it away. That's number six. Number seven is practice gratitude. Can I say something here? Gratitude just for for the little things that we have in life, right? I've in the last several years I've lost some loved ones, and when you have deaths in the family, it really makes you to think about what's important in life, right? And there's so many things, I speak for myself, that I take for granted on a regular basis. And so, whether it be going out for a walk on a sunny day. I live in San Diego, so there's plenty of sunny days for me to go out to do something outside, whether it be just spending some simple time with your family, whether it be, talking to a friend on the phone, and again, being as a coping mechanism that you feed off each other's energy. All of those things I believe, are blessings, and things that we shouldn't take for granted. And by activating that gratitude, it actually keeps us motivated throughout the day. So that is number 7. Number 8, seek support. So reaching out to trusted friends, family, professionals for emotional support and guidance. Can I say something on this? Some real talk here. I believe in my mind that everybody could benefit from some kind of counseling. Everybody could benefit from some kind of therapy, because we all have things that we deal with, and we have to develop these ways of coping with them, of processing what took place, the traumas that we've all been through, from large ones to small ones. And those kinds of things create blockages in us, right? That may prevent us from showing up as our full selves, from preventing us from being fully authentic. I know I have a big family, right? And there are members of my family that that aren't as close as they should be, and they hold on to old things that probably should have been worked out long ago. And so my only thing here is seeking out support and guidance. Yes, we should go to our friends, and yes, we should have a supportive network, but I'd also challenge us to consider getting some professional guidance, coaching, therapy, so we can work through those things and be healthier from a psychological perspective. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So that is, what number am I on? That is number 8. And then the last one is staying organized. Staying organized. So I have to admit, this is not one that's my best suit. If you were to talk to my wife and look at my office right now, this is not one that I have a mastery in. It's something that I'm working on. But staying organized helps keep your mind clear when you have a clear workspace, right? And when things are in their place, you don't have to search and go searching for them, right? There's a lot of studies on that as well. Again, that's something that I continue to struggle with from time to time. But having a clean and clear workspace also develops a clean mind as well. So those are my self-regulation topics today, because here's the thing. Staying calm under pressure is easier said than done. And so, like I said, not all of these things will work for us. I would say, if you haven't tried any of these, to try them to see if it will work for you. But let me just end with this. When I've gone through, situations, work wise in particular, it's always been a combination of things that I've talked about here today that has worked for me. But the number one thing for me is just for me to get some quiet time, and to breathe, and to kind of meditate, and then to process, and then to talk to somebody that I trust, right? To honestly seek feedback. How can I improve? How can I handle this situation? What are your thoughts? So that you can get some advice and counsel as you go through. We're going to face some difficult days ahead. We all will encounter that together, but I am convinced that we can get through it if we are intentional about how we develop support and coping mechanisms for ourselves, so that we can be the best leaders, the best family members, and the best friends that we are meant to be. So with that, I'm going to close out here on this Winning Wednesday. I hope that served you. I hope that there was something in there that you will try. If so, let me know. And as I wrap up here, don't forget to register for the Influence by Design 5-day challenge. It is a free online event. You can see the website there at the bottom. It starts September the 9th. So be sure to be there. All right. With that, be great, and I'll talk to you next time.